Welcome back, Raider fans. Again, my name is Sam Stern, alongside my good friend and color commentator, Jake Stewart, and Patrick Carlson on camera this evening. Jake, I'm excited to be here. How about you?
I'm very excited. Our last game on the Raider Sports Network, doing some basketball with you. Could not be more happy to be here at Manual High School, reminiscing a little bit. Sam and I used to play some 8th grade basketball here. Good to be back in the great country of Manuel.
It has been it's been a long time since we've been here, Jake.
It sure has. The Raiders bringing themselves into this Sweet 16 matchup, vying for the spot. The winner of this game will play the number 5 Grandview game. It could be Grandview, it could be Broomfield. That'll be this Saturday, the Elite 8 against, at the Denver Coliseum. Very excited for that.
So Jake, obviously we come into this game with Blakely Stoughton, Alonzo Paul, Ty Bergman, Kyle Sandler, and Will Barbera as our starting 5. Talk to me about what you saw from them against Creek and what they need to bring over from that game to tonight.
Just the Wolf howling out there last game. Michael Wolf, 6 of 9, 21 points last game. Unbelievable, and call him clutch, 8 straight free throws to end the game. Another aforementioned player, Will Barbera. That one down.
Here we go. We're ready for tip. It's going to be between Ty Bergman and number 0, Langston Reynolds, who is averaging 18 points per game on the season. Langston is trouble, Jake.
He sure is. We haven't even mentioned Boston Stanton, averaging 21 points and 6 rebounds per game. He's going to start out with it here at Manual High School.
Patrick Steed with the ball. That's number 5 on your screen, handing it off to number 2, Zyquise Davis. Working it around. Here's Langston against Blakely Stoughton. Nice pass inside and met at the rim by Barbera.
Emphatic block there from Will Barbera. What a start for the Raiders on defense, Sam. That's what we saw to begin the game against Cherry Creek. They started off with the defense. They do it again here against East.
Inside taking. Kyle Sandler grabs it. Here comes the Raiders off the turnover. Excellent defense to start off this one.
That's the start you wanted. Now you got to add it up on the offensive side. Will Barbera playing strong so far in this one.
Kyle Sandler over to Ty Bergman, fakes the mid-range, jab step, looking for an option, good patience.
Bergman's got size on Alexander Squibb. 24 down there, he's gonna use it to his advantage. Double team there, no problem, but an offensive foul.
And an interesting call there. Coach Shaw liking the idea from Ty Bergman to use that off arm to clear his way into the paint. And Jake, I think that should boost his confidence, even though it was an offensive foul. Keep taking it into the paint.
I think so too. 2 defenders on him. Could have decided to pass it up there. I like him using the size down low on there. Keep doing it on Squibb. Mismatch down low.
Sorry about that. A little clock troubles, but we're back to you. We got it. And up and over. That's number 5 for East. Patrick Steed coming alive on that one. What a take, Jake.
Sure was. Steed averaging 12.7 points per game and 7 rebounds. One thing the Raiders have to be careful for against this East team, Sam, they average over 80 points per game. Unbelievable, 86 points.
And a wide open finish there. Lack of defense in transition. It's 4-0 East.
Steed's got all 4 points for the Angels. The Raiders beating the press now. Got to get back in this thing.
Working around. Sandler, 3. Off. Ty Bergman the board. Mid-range fadeaway. He got it. Ty Bergman starting it off with the mid-range fadeaway. He's coming out aggressive.
That's his shot. I saw it in pickup the other day. Ben Gilfin told me, one of our RJ Media reporters, watch out for Ty Bergman in that mid-range jumper.
A deep 3 for East. Yes, sir. 25 for East. That's Boston Stanton.
Raiders trying to work quickly, and Stanton, you were wondering when he'd come in. He comes quickly, 7-2 now. East with the lead. Let's get Alonzo Paul going. What do you think?
I agree. Will Barbera working the dribble. He's coming in hot in the last couple games. We'll see if they can get him going tonight. It's a 5-point game, 7-2. Alonzo thought about a mid-range, instead passes it off, and Ty Bergman's fouled. Great pass.
Ty Bergman so far already using that size advantage on Alexander Squibb. Look for him to continue to do that. You can just see it down there, just standing next to Squibb. He's got to have 3 inches on him, Sam.
Let's see if Bergman can hit his free throws tonight. Ty Bergman coming in at 6'7". He's had a great couple of games as he easily nails the first one. And talk to me, Jake, what do you think has made Ty Bergman play at another level in the playoffs?
I think it's just the whole team coming together, being able to get better ball movement than we saw earlier, moving without the ball, setting picks. It's been able to free him up and get Bergman some open looks down low.
Here comes East. Zyquist Davis coming. Dribbling it up top to Langston. Steed already has a bucket, trying to make it 2. Short. And battling for the board is East. Steed inside. Easy.
Bergman's got to be able to box out better, especially on the undersized Alexander Squibb. Cannot allow that offensive rebound.
Here comes Blakely Stoughton. He has Will Barbera if he needs him. Blakely takes it himself and misses it. And here comes East. What did you think about that shot, Jake?
A little bit of a questionable shot, kind of threw it up there, wanted a foul, didn't get one. That should be a travel call there, and it will be. So nice defense on that possession with the Raiders, 9-5 to score. Coach Shaw loving his defensive performance so far.
Michael Wolf immediately going to check in for Kyle Sandler. They need some immediate offense, and you know that's what Michael Wolf brings, Jake. He brought offense in that fourth quarter against Creek.
He sure does. I look at the Angels and say they have all the offense going into this game. Alonzo Paul, what a move. Wolf there for the rebound. Put it home. No, just off the mark.
Hey, Michael Wolf being aggressive, though. You got to like it, Jake.
You simply look into the stats of this game and you say, well, wow, the Angels averaging over 30 points more than the Raiders. Well, they haven't played anybody, Sam.
And that one's up, and Blakely Stoughton grabs it. Great board by Blakely, and here he comes in transition. They're giving him a lane. And a block.
Nice take to the rim there. Had Barbera open in the corner. Took it himself. I love the decision from Blakely Stoughton. Put him at the line for 2.
Blakely Stoughton has been a beast in that first round against Monarch. He put up an easy 29 points and 12 boards. He's fantastic. You got to watch out for him in transition as he nails the first. And Jake, I'm glad he just made that free throw because his free throw shooting, and shooting in general, he hit 3 threes when he had 29, has been excellent.
Even last game, he had 10 points and 5 rebounds in limited action, had foul trouble against Creek. As that one goes in and out, Will Barbera got to be careful there, can't pick up an early foul.
9-5 is the score. East Angels are up. The Raiders need to play some strong defense. Langston, pump fake, move.
Nearly traveled there, gets his own rebound, 2 defenders on him and goes up strong, getting the foul. Sam, I think the Raiders had him there. They just got to play a little bit more straight up.
And Langston's going to go to the line. And something about Langston, Jake, as I mentioned, he's averaging 18 points per game. What can they do in the post? Because as we can see, he's not really a shooter, so they need to guard him in the post. Do you double team that? Do you play one-on-one, a man coverage? How do you guard him to make sure he doesn't go off tonight?
There's just so many shooters on this East Angels team that I don't think you can double team anyone. I think just as a Raiders team, you got to be able to step up on defense. Cannot allow the open looks down low, particularly the offensive rebounds. That's what will hurt you tonight.
Alonzo Paul looking for an option. It's Blakely Stoughton coming up the floor. Clay Nanke over to Michael. 3. Off. Clay
Nanke there immediately trying to make his presence. Now that should be Raiders
Great
ball.
Hustle. Clay Nanke. Jake, that is what he's brought off the bench this entire season, is straight hustle, and that's why he gets minutes.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about at the high school level, the college level, the players stepping up when it matters most, being the playoff time, the Raiders needing a player to step up. It's been Nanke so far this playoff season.
Wolf nails it.
Wolf, he stepped up as well, putting that one home, mid-range jumper wide open there. Great play off the inbounds.
And he has what you call pure form, Jake.
Just a stroke of a chance.
Blakely Stoughton.
Let's see if he throws it down. Oh, he puts it home. 1 point deficit now. Raiders on a little run of their own.
Great defense from Blakely Stoughton. Hopefully that gets him jump started on the offensive end. His defense, though, has been just as spectacular during this postseason.
You can already see the transition by the Raiders, playing much better defense, jumping those ball screens.
3 off. Raiders could take their first lead of the evening behind Will Barbera up top. Barbera, crossover.
See if Stoughton decides to take it himself here. I think he goes down low for Nanke. Get him going. He's got some size as well down low.
Barbera going to call out a play and take his time. He's such a fantastic point guard. He's the only senior who's playing consistent minutes, and he's a great leader. He's been fantastic.
Lonzo Paul, he's been good as well. Off the dribble,
3 for the lead.
Him. He got,
No, Clay Nanke fighting for it again. Saves it, but to East. Great hustle, though, from Clay.
Good hustle from Clay there as well. Recovery defense getting called for the foul there.
But you got to love him hustling back, Jake. He could have just let him, Steed, go to the basket. But instead, he tries to poke the ball out but gets a foul. But love the hustle.
One thing for Clay that he can work on this game, continue to be just as aggressive as he is, but try to limit that foul trouble. He had 4 through 3 quarters last game against Cherry Creek.
We'll see if he can do just that. Steed against Michael Wolf. They're going to start out in a man coverage, the Raiders are, as Langston dribbling it up top over to the leading scorer, averaging 20. That's Boston.
Great trap in the corner by the Raiders.
Clay,
Get that out!
No.
Clay Ninke, access denied, but a foul called on the play. Man, oh man, Clay Ninke. His presence being shown already.
Great defense from Clay Ninke on that drive, but it will ultimately be a foul. 10-9 the score as Zyquise Davis goes to the line, trying to get his 2 points of the evening. Again, Sam Stern, Jake Stewart, and Patrick Carlson, your crew, as that one's in and out.
Raiders student section doing a nice job cheering loud tonight. Denver East, a good showing as well. One more thing to mention, as you see Zyquise Davis at the free throw line. Chase Allen could check in tonight if necessary. I don't think it'll happen, but it's possible he could.
He's suiting up. He's been that way the last couple games. We'll see if maybe they put him in. You never know.
Still a chance to tie things up for the Raiders on this possession, even take the lead. 2-point deficit. Alonzo Paul with it.
Blakely Stone taking it all the way. He got it! Great strong take. Blakely Stone tying it up. And that's where he's the most lethal, Jake, when he dives into the paint and finishes with the left hand, his dominant hand.
Just a strong take there. East not as good defensively as they are on offense. If the Raiders can just hold them a little bit on the offensive side of things, they could be golden tonight.
To the corner for 3. Got it! Perfect shot. That's the leading scorer, Boston Stanton, with his first 3 of the game, averaging 20 on the season.
Looks like he could be playing for the Boston Celtics with that shot. He's money from that corner perimeter. There he is again, Boston Stanton loving it. 5 quick points now, and the Raiders trying to recover.
Only a 5-point deficit. Anything can happen as Blakely Stoughton is trying to get out of this trap. They need to get it across, and it's a 10-second count. Turnover. So, Jake, I think we're starting to see the nerves come alive. What's happening?
That's the first time this game the Raiders have been just outbeat on that full court press. They got to be able to get the ball quicker down the court, because then that opens lanes now, Sam. Then you have a 2-on-1 down there that we've seen so far tonight.
Inside, another wide open 3 for Boston. He's just feeling it. Boston Stanton is going off right now, 19-11.
Stanton's got 12 early points in this one, and we have not even hit the end of the first.
Good pass, Wolf mid-range. No good, and here comes East in transition. Raiders have gone cold on the offensive end.
That should be a charge, and it will be called a blocking foul. I don't like that one, Sam. Was it because he wasn't in the lane? Was that the call there?
Must have been it. They must have thought he was still moving too. That was a close call. I definitely don't think it was an obvious one.
I believe he was set there. You're right, though. He may have been out of the zone. That could have been the call there. Wide open shot. That one's off the mark. And Raiders
came up lucky.
They got to be able to close out better on the perimeter. Already 4 3-pointers so far from Denver East.
Blakely Stoughton working it around. 3 off. Kyle Sandler trying to work for it, and it will be Raider ball.
That's not his shot, Sam. He just threw it up there hoping for a prayer. I don't like that shot there for him.
Lonzo Paul checking out. 19-11 is the score. Definitely within reach, Jake. They are definitely not out of this one.
Gotta be able to play better defense and take some better shots. The shot selection has to be there here.
Playing good defense are the Raiders. They are still playing man coverage. We'll see if they change that throughout the evening. Anything can happen. Coach Shaw is masterful when it comes to choosing offensive and defensive schemes. Steed inside. 1 bounce. Finish. Too easy. It's now a double-digit lead. Let's see if the Raiders can finish off with a bucket.
10-0 run to end the quarter for Denver East, and Will Barbera blocked. Kyle Sandler in to pick up the trash. 4 seconds left to go. Good take there from Stoughton.
Oh, he missed
it. Unbelievable finish to the first quarter for Denver East. A 10-0 run. Sam, I just minutes ago we were tied at 11 and things were looking on the upswing for the Raiders. Just a tough way to end this first quarter that was looking pretty good.
And what did you see change? Because honestly, I thought the way the Raiders started that quarter was fantastic, considering this is a kind of an away game again.
Yeah.
And then I saw kind of the confidence completely go down. What stopped?
It just looked like they fell asleep a little bit on defense. Excuse me there. You're not taking good shots on the one side, and it turns into Denver East some fast break points, some wide open three-pointers. You got to be able to play better defense on this team, Sam. They have 4 players averaging double-digit scoring in Boston Stanton, 21 points per game. You cannot allow him to get open looks tonight.
You can, and Boston Stanton, Jake, he's a guy who he's not just going to shoot the ball. He's not just going to take it into the paint. He's going to do everything. He can dunk it, he can shoot it, he can pass it, he can block it. He can do everything. So the Raiders really got to hone in on there, but Jake, as I mentioned, it's 21-11. We are far from over. Anything can happen.
Absolutely far from over. You look at Boston Stanton, you got to be able to defend him, Sam, because next week you're going to be facing a similar player if you win this game. Most likely Caleb McGill on the other side for Grandview. He's another force to be reckoned with.
Caleb McGill going to go play at UC Davis next year, D1 basketball. He's absolutely phenomenal. We know a lot about him. We went to middle school with him. He's a baller.
All right, let's get some things going on offense now. Got to get some open looks. Move without the ball now, Blakely.
Blakely Stoughton, pump fake, and Steed ripped it out of his hands, and it's going to be East's ball. So great defense from Steed, Jake. He just ripped it right out of Blakely's hands, and in that position, I'd kick it.
I would as well. Blakely just walked right into that trap there, put it right in the hands of the East defender. Let's see, I think there's some perspiration on the court or a mouth guard or some sort. Steed's going to pick it back up and bring it to his coach on the bench, I believe.
This is going to be Zyquist Davis going to throw it into Steed, I'm guessing.
Coach now picking up his mouth guard. Got to wipe his hands off after that one. Oh, dirty.
It's going to be a packed house tonight. It already is beginning to be that way, but more people are flowing in. Boston taking another 3. Oh, he's human.
That was a check there to make sure things were all okay for Boston.
Sandler thought about a 3.
Get Nenke down there low on the block. Get him posted up. There we go. That's what I like to see. Nice pass
good
outside.
Pass.
Two-man game.
No good. And that's going to be a foul on. Oh, it's going to be on East. Yeah. So great box out. I think they were going over Clay Nenke's back on that one, and we'll take it.
We sure will. Clay Nenke, just the size out there. He brings a lot of athleticism. Got to be able to get him going down low. He's got a ton of size there on number 24, Alexander Squibb. Just look at that size out there, Sam. Clay Nenke on Squibb.
Barbera misses the mid-range, and here comes East. The Raiders have gone cold on offense. Let's see if they can use their defense as a momentum booster. It's happened throughout the season.
Got to be able to get a turnover, and they got one right there, right when they needed it. Now they have to turn it into some points on the other side. And Sam, what do you think can turn some things around for the Raiders? Do you bring Alonzo Paul back in? Do you just try some new things out, maybe work in a couple ball screens up top? What do you do?
No, I love this lineup. I just think they need to make smarter decisions. Don't turn the ball over, play solid defense, and work it around. Kyle Sandler got it!
He doesn't need to work it around. Kyle Sandler puts it up right away and puts it home. 3-point shot. It looks like that they will call it a 3.
And they needed that one badly, Jake. Steed a 3.
The answer, he's got it.
This team cannot miss from the 3-point line, and the Raiders are not playing defense on the 3-point line, which is a theme, Jake.
It's 6 3-pointers so far for East. That the Raiders aren't doing a bad job down low. It's just up top on the perimeter. You stop that, and things are right back even.
Sandler, good pass to Michael Wolf. He recovered it, and the soft touch can't go. And Ty Bergman will check in at the next break, and here comes Steed.
Just looking like a small rim out there tonight. Nothing falling on the shot so far for the Raiders.
A 3 off, and Nenke grabs the board. The Raiders grabbing boards well, but they need to start finishing on fast breaks. Will Barbera over to Blakely. Pump fake, and that's an easy call. Thank you.
You know, Sam, I'd love to see them get the big guys down low and take advantage of this size on East. They have not done it so far tonight. They're settling for too many jumpers, too many 3-pointers. They bring in Bergman for some more size. I love this substitution in for Coach Shaw.
Let's see what they can get done here. Raiders working it around, and turnover. Here comes Steed, 1-on-2, and Steed somehow almost finished it, and then a foul on Bergman that was totally unnecessary.
Very unnecessary. Just go straight up there, grab that board. You know, they teach you grab it at its highest point, so then you don't give the opportunity to the opposing team. Now you send East to the free throw line. Once again, 10-point deficit for the Raiders. I think right now, Sam, I think it's just fundamentals. You turn the ball over on one side, and it's easy points for East.
And Jake, I don't think we're seeing enough attack in the basket. Obviously, Blakely Stoughton is doing that as we see a missed free throw. But other than Blakely, I'm not seeing anybody consistently taking to the basket. And honestly, Jake, we haven't seen them defend the paint very well because that's where we've gotten most of our points.
They're still looking for a recipe, and frankly, they've gotten a little lucky so far. The Angels not getting too many of their shots falling either. This is a team in the Angels averaging almost 90 points per game. So the Raiders, they're doing okay on defense. They got to be able to get those shots to start falling, though, and be able to beat this full-court trap.
Alonzo Paul over to Blakely Stoughton. Michael Wolf going to take his time and look for the good option. It's Alonzo. It's three, and it's down.
There
nice
you go.
Shot.
That is how you draw it up in the books. Coach Shaw, 3-point shot there from Alonzo Paul, beating the press nicely. And Sam, I think if you continue to do that, East will start laying back a little bit. Allow you some more time to work it up the floor.
Steed working the dribble against Wolf. Over the top. Botton, mid-range. Perfect defense from Will, but then they allow a board putback. Bad offensive rebound there.
And Nanke's got 5 inches on him. Couldn't box him out there. Tough one for the Raiders to swallow there.
Barbera pull up mid-range, easy. And that's his shot, his favorite shot. A little pull up mid-range. Sometimes he can do a little shimmy and shake spin. He can do anything, but he'll take it there.
He sure can. Now it's time for the Raiders to play some defense. Timeout called by Denver East. The Raiders, will give them some credit. They're working back in this thing. A 11-point deficit just moments ago. Now it's back down to 8.
And honestly, Jake, the way I think about it, I don't know about you, considering how things have completely gone in East direction for this first half, the fact that we're only down 8, I feel like it's a blessing in disguise. I think that that's going to work in our direction because I think we'd be in big trouble if we were down double digits like 15, 20, because we'd have to really dig ourselves out of a hole. This one right now, couple threes, couple layups, we have the lead right back.
I totally agree with your point there, Sam. This East team, they're playing well, but their shots are not falling as they usually do, so the Raiders need to take advantage of that now. They're starting to get some shots to fall. They're starting to work it in. I think Alonzo Paul's going to bring some more aggressiveness to this team. Try and beat him off the dribble and work it down low to your big man and get some more open looks. Just looking at this lineup right now for the Raiders, a little bit smaller than we've seen. Still, you can use Clay Nanke, you can use Blake Lee and Michael Wolf. You can use all of them to your size advantage.
Let's see what they can do. They're going to inbound it. That's Zyquise Davis working the dribble. And that one is no good, and Clay Nanke boards it. Great
board
defense
there. That is what Clay Nanke is brought in to do, those offensive rebounds. Back the other way, cutting into the lead. Blake Lee, 3-point bomb. 5-point deficit now for the Raiders. Had to fix the net there. That's how good that little shot was there from Blake Lee.
Here comes East High School. This is Steed over to Zyquise Davis. Inside, Clay Nanke, great defense without fouling, and that's how they need to do it, Jake.
That is how you do it down there. Don't, actually, Sam, allow Squibb into the post with that size.
Another one.
Can he do it again?
He can it again! The comeback is alive and well. 2-point game. The Raiders are coming alive from behind the arc, and it's led by Blakely Stoughton.
Time for some defense now. The Ole chance coming out here at Manual High School. Near travel there.
Oh, what a play.
It sure looked like a travel to me there. Will Barbera thought so too. No call.
Alonzo Paul, pull up mid-range is short. I don't know if that's a shot there. A little short.
He had the look. He just couldn't get it to fall. Very short there.
Alonzo Paul steal. Oh, Alonzo, expedition. And he's blocked easily. And it will be Raiders ball, and it'll be a stack in the inbound. Will Barbera's going to pull this one out of bounds. It's a 4-point game.
Keep doing that, though. If you're Alonzo Paul, keep attacking the rim there. You'll find some open looks. Who cares if you get blocked? It's still your ball.
I agree. Wolf, step back, 3. They just can't miss. It's now 1-point game.
Oh!
Michael Wolf guarding up top, 28-29 with 3 minutes left to go. Deep 3. Oh, wow, talk about being a little antsy on the offensive end as they shoot that one. This is for the lead.
This is the Raiders working back in it. The great strong take.
Oh no, Will Barbera working, and he's fouled.
And Sam, this is a new team out there. If you're the Raiders, we talked about it. You do it on the defensive end. It opens up lanes. It opens up options on the offensive side. And now you get a chance at the line to take the lead here for the Raiders.
Will Barbera has a chance to take the lead here with 2 free throws. Barbera up and no good. He could still tie it. Let's see.
2:45 left to go in the first half of action, and this has been back and forth, a battle to tie things up. He's got it.
It's good.
And Will Barbera, he's playing good so far tonight.
He is. Here comes East High School working it. They need to play a lot better, just like they were playing in that first quarter, because Regis is starting to come alive. What a move.
Great health defense,
It's out.
though. Great health defense. Got a box out, though.
And that's
Cannot
it.
allow that. Blake Lee got lost on the defensive end. Raiders, good help defense there, though, but the offensive rebound and another 2 points there. Sam, I got to start keeping track of these second chance points because Denver East has a lot of them.
Alonzo Paul working the dribble. They need him to come alive as well. Working it and playing well. Blakely Stoughton, spin. Oh, no good. Good move from Blakely. Only a 2-point game. They need to stop Steed, though. They're leaving him open.
Let him walk into the
And he
lane
missed.
there. Raiders got lucky. Let's get Clay Nanke going down inside. Use that size, folks.
Barbera going to take his time and call out a play. He has Michael Wolf and Clay Nanke moving it. Inside, Clay Nanke, one bounce, mid-range, no good. Will Barbera taps it in. Tie game again, 31-31.
Will Barbera, he's doing it all on the offensive glass there. He's looking like Clay Nanke out there as he puts that one home. Nifty little play there from Will Barbera.
Alonzo Paul playing tight defense on Zyquise Davis, who's still yet to come alive. He can dunk it. He's a high-powered offensive machine. So is Boston with great defense from Will, the best defender on this team.
Raiders continuing to play great defense. 1 minute left to play in this first half. Let's see if the Raiders can take a lead.
Boston Stanton being patient, going back to Davis as he's working it around with Alonzo Paul. And a deep 3 is up and no good.
And I'd give him that shot. I'd
I
give him
would
that
too.
shot. He has not shown that he can hit that so far in this one.
We're not in the NBA, Jake.
So the Raiders now 35 seconds and a chance to take their second lead of the game. Have they led, Sam? This could be the first.
This could be the
This
first
could be
time
the first
tonight.
lead of the game.
The closest they've gotten is a tie, which they are at right now. But a lead could be huge going into halftime, and they might get the last shot.
Who else to have the ball in than your senior leader, Will Barbera, trying to get the Raiders to the Elite Eight for the first time since Hector was a pup.
Blakely Stoughton over to Will Barbera. He's going to handle this one against Boston Stanton. Couple moves, couple dribbles, over to Alonzo. 3. Got it!
Yes! Alonzo Paul! And oh my goodness, Will Barbera put a man in the dust. Well, I hope he's okay, but man, what a move by Will Barbera. Unselfish play, finding Alonzo Paul in the corner. Wow, the Raiders are coming alive here at Manual High School.
How about that pass, Jake? How do you even see Alonzo Paul all the way in the corner, almost out of bounds?
All I can say is here tonight at Manual High School, no AC, no problem, baby.
No AC,
No
no
problem.
problem. Not sweating yet.
Not yet.
But the night is still young.
Hey, we're not even playing. I can't imagine how those players are feeling out there. It's hot in here.
Oh, goodness.
It is hot.
It is.
3.7.
Yeah, 3.7, Jake. We're almost to halftime, and I think everybody could use a little break. It's been exciting. Let's see what they do here, Jake. I think they're going to go for a 3 and just tie this one up, if I'm not.
No surprise here. Raiders cannot foul, though. This is where you got to be careful. Put your hands up. Be straight up. 3.7 seconds. They're going to take it from the backcourt. A long ways to go.
This is number 12, Tom Connolly, who's 0 of 2 from the three-point line, taking this one out. Here comes a half-court heave that's off, and the Raiders will go into half with a 3-point lead over the 13-seeded East Angels.
They were down by 11 at the end of the first quarter, and they stomp right back in this thing. And the Regis Jesuit Raiders are looking mighty here at Manual High School with a spot in the Elite Eight on the line.
We are excited, and we are so excited that we're going to take a break to catch our breaths and get ready for the last half of action for our tenure on Raiders Sports Network covering basketball. We're excited, but don't worry, people. We're still going to be covering them when they're in the Coliseum because we know they're going to get there. We're going to be writing stories. We're going to be doing live social media. We're going to keep you updated, Jake. We're not going to be gone forever, but it's going to be our last game commentating, so we're excited to do it in the second half. Last thoughts before we end it for half.
Will Barbera taking this game over all by himself. The senior leader, we talked about it earlier in the season, Sam. I don't know if you can recall. He struggled with this shot to start the first couple games. As soon as that shot started falling, as soon as he was finding those open looks, the opposing teams started to respect him. Then he decides to start passing, and things just go crazy for the Regis Jesuit Raiders. You've seen it so far tonight. When he plays well, so does this Raiders team.
It's going to be a great one. Again, Jake Stewart and Patrick Carlson. My name's Sam Stern. We'll be back in 9. Thanks for tuning in.
Good morning, Raiders. I'm Will Cassidy.
And I'm Dawi Gavin-Mariam. This week on RJTV, Mr. Chris Boyle runs to the Olympic qualifiers, a look back on the Regis East rugby game. Stuco tells us about the Regis at the Rocks dance.
A look back at Antonio Segura's state win, and a look forward into this weekend of basketball playoffs. We grill some teachers in a new Rabble segment. That and more this week on RJTV.
In December, math teacher Mr. Boyle secured his spot in the U.S. Olympic qualifiers with a 2-hour and 19-minute marathon at the California International Race.
That is only 20 minutes behind the world record, and he didn't even have pacers ahead of him. As we speak, he is in Atlanta for the Olympic qualifiers, and tomorrow he competes to see if he makes it to the Olympics in Tokyo this summer.
RJTV reporters Alexander Bruns and Cole Storch sat down with Mr. Boyle before he left to talk about his preparation for the qualifiers.
My name is Mr. Boyle, and I'm a teacher, and I like to run every once in a while. Honestly, it was a huge deal. I mean, I've been running since I was 15 years old, and honestly, for the last 9 years, I've been thinking about making the trials. So in 2012, didn't quite work out. 2016, injuries again, so to make it in 2020 after 9 years of lots of ups and downs. Oh, yeah. So on the weekdays, I'll go run 3 to 5 miles before school, and then if I'm being good, I'll head to the weight room or usually the wrestling room and do some strength and core, and then try to not get fired and teach some math during the day, and then run 6 to 10 miles in the afternoon, do some stretching, and then have a little dance party while I make dinner, and then watch some Netflix, go to bed around 9:30 because I'm one of those teacher athlete guys, and then rinse and repeat.
Thanks, Alexander and Cole.
Now, your student council representative and RJTV producers Skylar Kane and Caitlin Marshall have a message for you about tonight's dance.
What's up, Raiders? I'm Skylar Kane.
And I'm Caitlin Marshall.
And mission season is in full swing.
Wristbands were sold this morning, but if you missed it, no big deal. Just go see Miss Fike during academic support.
And if you're choosing not to buy a wristband, every Friday in order to dress down, you will need to pay $5 at the door. Let's make it rain, Raiders.
And tonight, Red Rock season comes early. Let's tell people a bit more about it, Skylar.
This dance is like no other before, combining everything you loved about the back-to-school dance with the Red Rock summer experience.
So no, this isn't Snowball. This isn't any ordinary school dance playlist. This is
Regis at the Rocks. This dance will be right after the girls' basketball game, which starts at 7, and the dance will end at 11.
It's the place to be tonight.
And the game will be a whiteout, so you can show up to the dance and glow out underneath all the black lights. Purchase your tickets at the door for only $6, and they will go to a good cause.
It doesn't get any more low-key than that.
Back to you in the studio.
Thanks, Caitlin and Skylar. During this Lenten season, the Environmental Club and the Chemistry Club are sponsoring an awareness and action campaign around the care of our common home, the planet, and also our home here at Regis Jesuit. The campaign started yesterday with a waste audit after lunch. Only 2/3 of the items found in the trash cans were actually meant for the landfill. 2/3 were compostable, but would have never made it to the right spot. RJTV reporters Caitlin Marshall and Olivia Giardino were there, and we'll have the story next week. The Regis East rugby rivalry is one that dates back for decades.
Each year they compete for the Brett Bear Boot Trophy, which is literally the shoe of the former East High School head coach. Will here brought us along to the game to see the Raiders take back the trophy.
Last weekend, Regis Jesuit played East High School in the 15th annual Boot Bowl. Here's what Coach Monticchione has to say.
Well, since we were playing in the snow for last week and the last scrimmage was in the snow, I think we did real well. We had some key injuries to guys during practice and in the squad. We hope to get back soon, but we got to see some young players.
Tries were scored by senior and captain Gordy McKeon, who also kicked 2 penalties for Regis Jesuit. Zach Van Haslen also scored for Regis, bringing the final score to 11-16 to the Raiders.
They stuck to the game plan. We had some hiccups, but that's expected. I think the boys did what they were supposed to do. You know, they gave it to the greater glory of God, and we came back with the win. So we have 9 more wins in state.
For our first game, I think we played really well. We had good continuity. We still have a lot to improve on going forward in the next few games, but for our first game, it's a great start. I think we still have a lot to improve on, and we're never satisfied until it's state, so we have to keep going.
Thanks, Will. The rugby team plays tonight at 6 in the Lou Kellogg Stadium against Monarch.
Last weekend at the Pepsi Center, junior Antonio Segura won his 2nd straight wrestling state championship for the 145-pound weight class.
He took down Legacy's Joey Joyner in the final few seconds of his match.
Segura wrestled at 3 different weights this season to get to the top for this competition, and it paid off for the back-to-back state champ.
This weekend, both our boys and girls basketball teams have playoff games.
Girls play tonight at 7 at home, and boys play tomorrow at 2 at Creek. Be there!
Lance Silliman, Eric Lee, and AJ Carucci are here to get you hyped for this weekend of basketball playoffs, with help from video editor Jaden Vass from Smoky Hill.
Welcome back to the Raider Sports Network. Again, my name is Sam Stern, alongside my good friend and color commentator Jake Stewart and Patrick Carlson on camera this evening. Jake, how about a whirlwind of events in that first half? We see the Raiders come out hot, then Boston can't miss from 3, is taking it inside, and then the Raiders come back, and we have the lead. Jake, talk to me about what you saw and how amazing that was.
Defense has been the key to this entire game for Denver East, stopping the Raiders on defense to close out the first quarter, propelled them to an 11-point lead. The Raiders answer back with some defense of their own, finish this second quarter and first half out with the 3-point lead. And this team in Denver East, we didn't talk much about them. 21-3 on the season. They're 13th in the state of Colorado. They won their first 12 games before losing to the 9th-ranked Valor Eagles. They lost to Pomona after winning another 8 games, and then they lost to GW heading into the playoffs. So they did beat a number 20 Legend by 6 points to advance to the Sweet 16. This is a high-scoring team, Sam, but they haven't played a whole lot of great teams coming into this season. This is a big test for them on this stage.
It should be a great time as you see Kyle Sandler and Ty Bergman and Blakely Stoughton and Alonzo Paul on your screen. And we're getting ready to go. It's a packed house. It's starting to begin to be a packed house. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. Once again, Kyle Sandler is going to take this one out of bounds for the Raiders to start off this third quarter of action. Kyle Sandler going to throw this into Alonzo Paul. Here we go. They want to extend a lead, Jake, and send themselves to the Coliseum.
So much on the line. The Raiders girls team already advancing to the Coliseum. Last night, the boys hockey team faces Valor, number 1 ranked Valor in the Pepsi Center tomorrow. Be there or be squared.
Alonzo Paul misses that floater. He's hit a couple threes tonight. He's been looking good. Just can't get his high floaters to go, but we know in a while he's just going to make every single one of them.
And once again, for those of you watching at home, it might be a little hard to tell because the Raiders do wear white as well. They're in red tonight, the Angels in white and red.
It's going to be Angels ball. Great defense from Will Barbera, and I love the way he's played, Jake. He's been so reliable on both ends of the floor, but defensively is where he's really been amazing. Turnover.
Just playing the part of the leader, cheering on his defense there as Will Barbera and the Raiders getting a turnover. Something Coach Shaw has been very proud of is his defense most recently.
Kyle Sandler over to Alonzo Paul, and here we go. Both student sections are packed to the hilt tonight. And another turnover, so both teams coming out a little lazy, but still the Raiders have the lead. And this is going to be Steed taking this one up the court.
And you got to be a little bit careful. I hate to bring it up, but that was one of the things that started the Raiders off 0-9 on the season. It was the turnovers, and it was the fundamentals.
A three is no good, and Will Barbera snags it away from Steed.
Raiders trying to go quickly here for the first time in the game. He has Alonzo Paul.
Turnover.
And Will Barbera threw it away there. He had Alonzo Paul up top, squared away and ready to shoot the ball.
And Coach Shaw is taking a very smart 30-second timeout because I think both teams right now are just a little antsy to go to the Coliseum right now, Jake.
I think so. It could be the temperature in here. It's heating up a little bit.
I'm starting to get a little teary-eyed, a little sweaty. But, Jake, talk to me. What is it communication? Is it laziness? Talk to me. What is causing these turnovers on a consistent basis to start off this third quarter?
It's just not moving without the ball. The Raiders, you look at someone like Will Barbera and you see him turning the ball over and you think he's got to do a better job of controlling the basketball, but you look around and you see nobody else moving around for him. Nobody's setting screens, nobody cutting to the basket. You got to be able to do a better job of that, work it down low as well.
And that's Boston Stanton, who had a fantastic first half of basketball in double digits. He's hoping to come alive and send his team to the Coliseum, but has to get through Blakely Stoughton and Will Barbera on the defensive end. Great help defense from Ty Bergman. Double team.
Great steal there.
Will Barbera.
Read perfectly by Will Barbera.
And he gets blocked.
That looked like it may have gone. Sam, I think he blocked that a little too late there. That could have been called in the basket.
I don't know, but
very close. The Raiders don't like it.
The hustle was fantastic as number 14, Bradley Kerr, checks back in. Not Steve Kerr, Bradley Kerr.
And how is that East basketball? Blocked off the rim there. I'm not sure.
Steed, take. No good. And here comes Kyle Sandler and the Raiders. They're playing excellent defense. Now they just need to get some offense. Turnover again.
Both teams held scoreless so far in this third quarter. The defense stepping up, but also the turnovers have been there for both teams. Got to wake up a little bit.
And here comes Michael Wolf checking in for Kyle Sandler. Coach Shaw does not want any more turnovers. They can't afford them, Jake.
They truly can't. I mean, this is where you take advantage of a team like Denver East and attack the rim. They haven't been able to do it. They're continuing to take the jumpers outside. They can't even get the looks right now because they're turning it over.
That should be a foul on East.
Look like a push-off. And it will be called a push-off on number 2, Zyquiz Davis.
Here's Michael Wolf, going to take this one out of bounds and get it into Alonzo Paul. And they need great play from Alonzo Paul and Michael Wolf in this second half. They need great play from everybody, but those two especially.
Alonzo Paul, he can turn around the game in the snap of your fingers. Look for him. He's got the basketball now.
Alonzo Paul, take, corner, three. This could be big. No good. Oh, Jake.
That would have tore the roof off this place.
Yes, it would have. Zyquiz Davis getting it over to Boston Stanton. He can shoot it from three. He's lethal. Great defense. Blakely Stoughton guarding inside. Kerr, fake spin move. Boston, Langston. 3, no good.
And Boston there looked for his 15th point of the game, and another turnover on the Raiders. That is 6 turnovers so far from this team in the second half.
What's going on? And still no basket either, Jacob. We're at 5:30.
They haven't been able to slow things down and work any sort of offense out there. They haven't, and nor has Denver East as well. Both of these defenses playing well.
Here comes Steed coming up the court, guarded by Michael Wolf. He's a two-way player as well. 3 and D, as you like to call him.
Nice take to the
Bad
rim
move.
there.
And that should be Regis' ball, but instead, ooh, that's offensive. Great defense from Michael Wolf. They called an offensive foul on Boston Stanton. Huge as he elbowed Michael Wolf in the head.
And that is Boston Stanton's second foul of the game. 5 fouls and you're out, so you got to be careful now if you're Boston Stanton. Only 2, but we're in the third period, so he's coming out now to take a little rest. The leading scorer for Denver East. Let's see if the Raiders can take advantage of that mismatch.
And let's see if they can get a bucket. One team needs to score in this quarter. Alonzo Paul.
Unbelievable.
Turnover.
7th turnover for the Raiders this half.
3
alone.
in transition. Off. Not his game. Zyquise Davis. Great defense from Alonzo Paul, slapping it out of his hands.
I still can't believe it. We're halfway through this third quarter, and we still have not seen a single bucket out there.
Zyquise Davis gets it in to Langston Reynolds. Steed over Will Barbera, met at the rim by Clay Nanke. And here comes Alonzo Paul and the Raiders as Clay Nanke saves it.
Raiders trying to move quickly now. Will Barbera lost it. Jump ball, the call
And that should
on the
be,
court.
Oh, East ball. Regis just struggling right now as Boston Stanton took one little spray of water and he's back in.
Not a long time out there for Boston Stanton. Looked a little bit like Jada Moore last night. 5-second break and she was right back in.
Yes, but she had a fantastic game, 30 and 14.
Unbelievable.
Zyquise Davis working the dribble. That's a
Alonzo
screen.
Paul, it looked like a moving screen there, a very good one at that.
And that was
Alonzo
a close
Paul,
call.
did you see him there? He got pushed back all the way to the free throw line there on that pick.
Zyquise Davis gets it in. Stanton 3 off. They've gone cold, just like the Raiders.
I seriously think, Sam, the first team that scores here in this second half will have all the momentum in this game. That's how cold these two teams are. As the coach for Denver East just irate there. He had to take his suit jacket off. He's hot in here too, Sam.
That was Tarita Walker who's going crazy trying to get a timeout because both teams, Jake, are just totally on different ends of the spectrum right now. Both teams can't get the ball up the court without a turnover. But, Jake, 4:10 left to go in this third quarter. Raiders still have to pull away because in the blink of an eye, you talk about Langston Reynolds, Boston Stanton, 2 guys averaging almost 20 points a game, one of them 20 exactly. You can't let them get hot or else this game gets away from you in the blink of an eye.
You talk about the two different spectrums. For East, they're able to work it down the court. They're able to get shots up, but they haven't been good shots. They've all been way off. And then on the other side of things for the Raiders, they can't even get a shot off. It's been turnover after turnover after turnover. So this is the time now. One of these teams after this timeout going to talk it over, going to be able to step up, hopefully find the back of the net. And if once that thing starts going in, I think you start seeing a lot more buckets out here, and a team's going to start to pull away. So you're going to have to be careful here at Manual High School. A smaller lineup in now for the Raiders, but I like it. I like having Clay Nanke and Michael Wolf out there. A little bit of a balancing act, and you have Will Barbera as well with Blakely Stoughton and Alonzo Paul.
That one's inbounded to Will Barbera. Over the top, Blakely Stoughton. This team already going a little bit slower pace-wise, which you gotta like. They don't need to speed it up. Take their time with the lead. Dribbling it around is Alonzo Paul looking for an option. Let's see if they can get a cutter inside. Again, it's all about man movement, Jake. We talk about it every game. They need to move without the basketball.
They're standing. They're standing right now on the perimeter, and this is why you see all those turnovers. Nowhere to go for Alonzo Paul.
The Raiders taking their time. I like the patience. No need to speed anything up.
In the corner now,
Inside
great take.
Oh, and offensive
Charge.
foul. Another turnover. That's now, what is it, Jake, 8 or 9?
Nine this first third period of action. I mean, Sam, I think that's one of those things for Will Barbera. You stop, you pop, you jump stop there. You don't need to run over the East player and go for the layup. I think you just stop quickly there and avoid the contact.
And inside, pump fake. Great defense from Will Barbera. Oh, and they called a foul on Barbera. And he disagrees with that foul call. I kind of do as well. I thought that was a little soft. But either way, it will be Boston Stanton at the line, trying to cut it to a 1-point game if he makes both of them, Jake. And let me tell you, that's one guy you can't let get hot, because once Boston Stanton sees the ball go through the hoop, he won't stop.
That first quarter for Stanton was all his way. In the second quarter, nothing going his way. And in this third quarter, not much as well. So the Raiders have been doing a good job on him as of late. If he can hit one of these free throws, it'd be the first points of this second half for either team. And I like this substitution now for the Raiders. Bring in Ty Bergman, bring in Kyle Sandler, some new bodies, some fresh bodies. Hopefully get some more action, some more movement on offense.
And Jake, I think right now they're trying to bring in guys who are shot makers. You look at Ty Bergman, Kyle Sandler, Will Barbera, and Michael Wolf. Those guys are known for shot making. Obviously, Clay Nanke can make shots, and Blakely can make shots, but they're not shooters. And I think at this point, Jake, you're trying to extend the lead. You're not trying to keep it. You're just trying to extend it.
And those two guys are also big rebounders, too. So I think Coach is being a little bit conservative right now. You want to get those rebounds. You cannot allow those second chance opportunities, especially when he's struggling to shoot the ball right now like they are. A little bit of trouble at the scorer's table now, taking a quick break. A good, much-needed breather for both teams. I think they're both coaches not needing to use a timeout.
Trying to figure out the clock situation right now. Our clock is fine, people. Yes, I'm doing producing and play-by-play. I'm reliable, I promise. I am reliable, multi-talented, just like Clay Nanke and Grace Wygand.
and very talented at that.
Thank you. And that first free throw is perfect and pure from Boston Stanton. Now 2-point game, and he could cut it to 1 as Stoughton and Clay Nanke come out, just like I thought. They're bringing in the shooters, Jake.
Let's see the shoe game, too. What kinds are those? Can you see them from back here at our angle?
Yeah.
They're pretty.
Oh, from Boston.
Boston, yes.
James Harden's. And I
like
love them.
I like them a lot.
And that's in.
How about number 12, too? He's got good shoes. That's Tom Connolly quickly guarding Zoe Paul.
I can't tell. Maybe Kobe's? I don't know. They are cool.
Nice design there.
Ty Bergman.
He had Wolf in the corner, thought about it. Paul being trapped now, and they will call a foul.
And that's the thing about Alonzo, Jake. He's so shifty that sometimes guys can't literally guard him at all because he's too fast and too quick.
You just got to let him go by you sometimes, and he is a shifty player at that. The Raiders up 1 point now, trying to extend the lead, get their first points of this third quarter.
They are scoreless. They need to get something to go. Kyle inside to Ty Bergman. Turnover again, and a foul on Regis.
And Sandler put a little mustard on that pass, but Ty Bergman's got to be able to catch that and be able to pivot and look for his shot. He looked for the shot too early there, Sam, and it cost him.
Here comes Clay Nanke as Ty Bergman checks out of the game.
And I think Bergman's played well. He's talking it over with Coach on the bench. He's going to be coming back in soon, but Clay Nanke is your energy guy. You bring him in now to hopefully get some sort of momentum back on this Raiders side.
For the lead. No good. They need to get the board. No, I think they're going to call foul on Alonzo. They will. Both players fighting for the board, and Alonzo with a little bit of a nudge. So it's going to be East taking it out of bounds. Zyquise Davis, who really, Jake, has not been a threat on the offensive end. Really, defensively, he's been good, but offensively, he hasn't really done anything.
Not too much. He's a good player out there. You're just waiting for him to show up, and Blakely now going to check in for the Raiders. And a timeout on the floor for Denver East. The Raiders with the 1 point lead, scoreless here to the third quarter. Playing some good defense, though. That's what's been keeping them in this game right now.
34-33 with 2:37 left to go in this exciting action that we have going on. This is the last game that you're going to be hearing from Jake and I, as it will be moved on to a professional Chassa crew at the Coliseum if the Raiders do make it there. Obviously, our girls team, Jake, we haven't talked about them yet. They came out and played another great game against Broomfield. First half was iffy, and then second half, Jada Moore and the Raiders took off and couldn't be stopped.
That's going to be a fun team to watch now in the Elite Eight. Boy, would it be fun to have all three Raiders teams in this winter season advancing to the Elite Eight or respective Final Four if you're the Raiders hockey team. It's been so fun to watch, and how cool would it be for the Raiders hockey team to go in with all the storylines behind them after losing 14 seniors and beat the #1 ranked Valor Eagles tomorrow at Pepsi Center?
It would be amazing.
The dream come true.
Zyquise Davis working it, trying to get it into Boston Stanton. Stanton, pump fake, and he finishes for the lead. Let's see if the Raiders can get their first score of the game.
Nice take to the bucket now, and the Raiders are going to have to get something going here. It's been a long time since they've gotten one to go.
And Sandler misses. That was their first shot attempt in a while, but they're still scoreless.
Great block there by Blakely
Out of
Stoughton. That'll
bounds.
be Raiders basketball too, and Blakely Stoughton going to help him up. That was a great block there and a momentum play for this Raiders team, Sam. It's plays like that, plays like a simple block that can bring your team back in, especially when they're in a scoring drought like the Raiders are.
Here we go. Michael Wolf trying to recover it. He does, gets on the ground, he's getting dirty.
Stoughton in the corner, Raiders have numbers. Barbera attacking
Turnover.
that corner, and he threw it away.
Steed coming in transition.
The Raiders now in double digits in turnovers just in this third quarter.
Zyquise Davis taking it all the way, and he's blocked again. The Raiders are playing good defense, but can't score. Travel.
That is not a travel, Sam. That's a tough one to swallow if you're a Raiders fan. I don't like that call one bit.
The Raiders, 0 points in this third quarter and second half.
I don't know. It did look like he took 2 steps there. Maybe dragged that third foot, but I thought a foul came just before. And Will Barbera
steal.
making it happen. Now the
Bounce
Raiders,
pass.
the first points
They
in the
better be
second half.
careful.
Can they do it? Access denied.
Oh my goodness. Reynolds is unbelievable, and he's fouled. Unbelievable defense by Langston Reynolds, the star of this team, alongside his running mate Boston Stanton, as it'll be an out of bounds underneath with 1:16 left to go.
Reynolds, just a momentum type of player. He's Clay Nanke, but for the other team, Sam.
That's a perfect comparison. That they're both the same player. They both just try hard.
Reynolds averaging 18.3 points per game and 7 rebounds. The Raiders have done a good job on him tonight, and that one just goes above the stretched arms of Clay Nanke, and now a 3-point lead for the Angels. Sam, they've outscored the Raiders 6-0 in this third quarter, and that's this entire quarter. The Raiders trying to end this half on a high note.
And it's going the other way. Turnover again. The Raiders, 0 points, Jake, in this third quarter. 0.
I don't know. Just a tough quarter for the Raiders. Tough quarter.
Zyquise Davis, this game's far from over. It's only a 3-point game, almost a backcourt violation with 35 seconds left to go. Steed thought about a 3. He's working a dribble against Michael Wolf. They're taking their time. They're going to probably take the last shot. Offensive foul.
Huge
It's
call
been
there.
crazy.
That is a big call. The Raiders a chance now to tie this game going into the final quarter of action. And Sam, we have not scored. Gosh, it's been longer. It's been longer than Hector was a pup, but since Hector was a baby pup now.
Yes.
A little pup.
Let's see if the Raiders can make the dream come true and get a bucket. They're working it around with 13 seconds left to go. Blakely Stoughton has been great this game, but has not found his rhythm. 3 off, working. Kyle Sandler
3
saves
seconds
it.
to go. The floater.
Floater,
off the
no
mark.
good.
Full court heave, and that one hits whatever this thing is, a fence or something above us at a, I don't know, 3-point score.
My goodness.
Just a crazy third quarter. I don't think I've ever seen that from the Raiders or from any team. A scoreless third quarter here at Manual. 6 points East way. And Sam, the Raiders were lucky that East didn't put up more points in that quarter. They really were.
Let me tell you, Jake, they had, honestly, the offense was not there, as we could tell, 0 points. But defensively, Jake, the defense honestly wasn't bad. Even on the last layup from Boston Stanton, he had Clay Nanke and Kyle Sandler smothering him on the layup, and he was still able to finish. So your defense is your calling card tonight. Now we got to see it on both ends. We got to see them use that momentum that they have on the defensive end and fuel their offense. No more turnovers. Take your time. We're in no hurry. We have 8 minutes. There is no need to sprint out the building. Take your time.
Absolutely right. As the Raiders fans going wild now, getting hyped up for this team, getting them back in this game. And Will Barbera is the player to do it, Sam. He's got the leadership out there. Let's see what Coach Shaw told this team at the third quarter and see if it comes back to get the Raiders a little bit of momentum here to start things off in the fourth.
This could be for a potential matchup against Grandview High School.
That would take place Saturday as well.
Michael Wolf picked up his dribble but recovered it. They can't afford to have any more turnovers. They need to make shots. And a kick ball there, luckily.
Lucky there. Whew. Clay Ninke, they have him spread out on the three-point line. I think that is because they want one of these guards to attack the rim, Sam, but I think they got to be able to get more ball screens up top and be able to cut some more to the basket. We really haven't seen many layups for this team so far tonight.
Barbera swinging it. They need to get something to go. Working it around, being patient, trying to pick out the right look.
They got Bergman in the corner. They got it to him a little bit too late there on the pass.
Way to keep it. Way to keep it. Be patient. Look for the right option. No hurry, but he takes the three, and he got it! Perfect timing! Sandler. It's a tie game, 37-37. This is prime time action.
And Kyle Sandler was waiting all night long to put that one up and put it home. He finally got one to go there. Couldn't have came at a better time, and that could have been a push off, and it's going to be called on the Raiders and Ty Bergman.
Steed fouled on that one. Should be free throws. It's going to be 1 and 1. So now they are in the bonus, which is huge, Jake, with the quarter basically just starting.
And this will come to a free throw game. This team, Sam, they're good at the free throw line. 71% on the season is Denver East.
And that free throw is up and down. One more free throw coming for Steed as they take the lead by 1, 38-37, with 7:09 left to go.
And Steed's had a good game, Sam, but how about the Raiders' defense on Boston Stanton? Since that first period, he has been shut down.
Other than that one tough bucket, and you can't control that.
Nothing you can do. Clay Ninke almost touched the ceiling on that one. Raiders back down 2. Bergman being trapped in the corner.
And Blakely Stoughton was wide open, still is open. They have open options. Get it to Michael Wolf. What is going on right now?
A little bit more spacing as they have so many guys open. Got to be able to find that open man. And a timeout called by Coach Shaw for the Raiders. They're okay, though, Sam. They're okay. They still have the basketball. One thing to be aware of, 7 fouls on the Raiders. That will be Denver East in the bonus for the rest of tonight.
I've got to say, though, Jake, they need to be putting the ball in Blakely Stoughton's hand down low, Jake.
They sure do. Blakely is a clutch player, Sam. But how about Michael Wolf? We haven't called his name much tonight, but I truly think he can step up in this fourth quarter. 8 of 8 last game on the free throws against Creek. He can change a game entirely by himself. I think you combine him with Barbera, get some shooters out there, Ninke with the energy. I think this team can get right back in this thing in a hurry.
It's only a 2-point game, Jake, and they have the ball right now. A score would be great, and they could even take the lead if they hit a 3, Jake, but I wouldn't rush for one. I'd find the perfect look.
I wouldn't either. I think rushing for a three-pointer is not what the Raiders need, but they do have three-point shooters out there, though, and Bergman can square up a 3-2 at any time.
He can. He's lethal. As they get it into Michael Wolf, who's also lethal, and don't be surprised if he gets a shot. Sandler's feeling it, though.
He got fouled there. He'll take it and the foul. No call there, Sam, but he went flying.
They take the lead. Kyle Sandler's coming alive. 6 points in the fourth.
Both teams playing their hearts out. A spot in the Elite 8 on the line. The Coliseum on Saturday.
Mid-range, Boston Stanton. No good. Steed, 3. Good. Big shot from Steed. Wide open 3.
Talk about an answer there for Denver East. The Raiders now trying to do a little answer of their own. Blakely Stoughton, the strength inside, putting it home, and we're all tied up at 42 with 6 left to go.
Here comes Zyquise Davis. He got it. Zyquise. They needed him to score one, and he got it.
And where was this offense from these two teams in the third quarter, Sam? They're coming alive now.
Sandler, another three. He can't miss. Kyle Sandler's got smoke coming off his fingertips.
He's made his last three from behind the arc, and Kyle Sandler is money tonight.
Unbelievable. Going back and forth on both ends. A deep three.
No way. Oh, my goodness.
Steed, offensive rebound, put back. No good. Ty Bergman the board, and he's fouled.
And this, Sam, could be the Raiders' moment so far tonight. They have the 1-point lead. They haven't led much tonight. And the foul, they are called on Steed. That's his first of the game. Sam, how about Michael Wolf and Will Barbera? How about a little two-man game now to ice this thing up with 5 left to play?
In the words of Coach Dar, this is what high school sports is all about. Moments like these.
Back in the corner, Sandler, will he test it? No, he attacks the rim.
Oh, he's fouled.
And he gets the foul. The unsung hero, Kyle Sandler. Oh my goodness, who would have thought? Kyle Sandler stepping into the Sweet 16, and he has been sweet tonight.
Sandler is a whole nother player tonight. Something that we have not seen from him. He's only a sophomore, people. Kyle Sandler. Let's see if he can nail a free throw. First one is up and down. It's just that type of night for Sandler.
He has hit his last 3 3-pointers now, trying to go a perfect 5 for 5 in his last shots of the night.
Sandler got it. He's got ice in his veins. He's looking like D'Angelo Russell tonight.
A 3-point lead for the Raiders in the biggest game of this young team season. And right as he went to the ground there, Zyquist Davis drawing the foul. A smart play there from the young sophomore.
And Jake, if I'm the Raiders, you put the ball in Sandler's hands the rest of the game.
Sure thing, why not? And I think, too, you got to be able to have Will Barbera control somewhat of the pace of this game. You got to slow it down a little bit with the lead now. No need to rush.
First free throw's up and down. Nice, pure shot from Zyquist Davis, who's coming alive as well in this fourth quarter of action. And as you said, Jake, where was this in the third quarter for both teams?
Both teams going nearly scoreless. Only 6 points scored in that entire third quarter, and it all came for Denver East.
And that free throw is no good, and that should be, oh, they called it off of Regis.
That
big call
was a big one.
And Coach Shaw not happy with it, and that's understandable.
That one could have went either way. 5:03 left to go, Raiders up 2 points.
And timeout. Great defense on the inbound from the Raiders, and they have a 2-point lead, people.
They sure do, and this is a Raiders team, too. I'll talk about it one more time. For those of you new to the Raiders this season, new to playoff basketball, the Raiders, Sam, a whole different atmosphere between the regular season and the playoffs. We talked about it. 9 games into this season, the team was just thinking about how they were going to get that first win, how they get some momentum to build on the rest of the season. 10 wins later and 2 more in the playoffs, and now the Raiders are a Sweet 16 team, a contender for a state championship as a 29th seed in the state of Colorado. It speaks to the testament of this team, the will, the capacity, and the resiliency of this team tonight. They're stepping up on all cylinders.
Here we go. East is going to inbound this one to start off this play, and that's definitely Raider ball. Big defensive play. The Raiders are coming alive on both sides of the floor tonight as Blakely Stoughton will inbound this one to the senior leader and captain, Will Barbera.
And talk about battle, Sam. You'd think this team would make it a little easier on us after the Creek game, but we're still having near heart attacks.
Barbera takes it all the way, misses it, and here comes.
Rebound was up for boards, and now the Raiders hustling back on defense. Boston quickly up the floor.
What a block! Who else? Who else other than Sandler?
And now the Raiders have numbers. Let's see if they work quickly. Will Barbera into the corner, pull-up jumper. He got it!
Will Barbera for 2.
The thrill. 4-point lead, 4 left to go, and that was very close to an offensive foul. No basket. Foul was on the floor. They are a 4-point lead for the Raiders.
And either way, it'll be bonus.
Sam, this is what high school playoff basketball is all about. The Raiders looking to be the first team in the state of Colorado to advance 3 teams into the Elite 8.
Here we go.
The hockey team, the Final Four as well tomorrow.
Steed wearing the SpongeBob shoes, and he nails it. Rattles all around every part of the rim and in.
These two teams are newly renovated coming into this fourth period. Sam, I was thinking after that third period, we'd be lucky to just have a shot go in, and now this is two new teams out there.
Now we can't miss.
Kyle Sandler can't miss, too. He's unbelievable.
Steed, number 2, is up and down. 2-point game once again. And here comes Barbera, guarded by Kerr.
Full court trap and press coming out once again.
Turnover.
And it draws the turnover. That's what hurt the Raiders, Sam, in the first period, and it comes back to bite him again here in the fourth.
Barbera! Missed. Stoughton there. Boards it. And they recover it. Barbera.
And the foul.
Oh, my goodness.
Will Barbera coming alive for the Raiders. And Sam, he didn't get the foul on the first shot. He continues to stay with it. And now he goes to the line for 2. And this is a fighter in Will Barbera. I don't know a more aggressive player in the state of Colorado, as I believe somebody is down on the floor.
What's happening?
It looks to me like a fan is down behind the court here on the baseline. It's out of our view right now. And now standing up, it's not a fan, it's actually number 0, Langston Reynolds, will walk over a little bit of a limp to the bench.
Jake, that's big. He's already blocked 3 shots off the backboard tonight as he checks out of the game. And Jake, you know what that tells them? Take it to the rim every single time. You don't have a defender in Reynolds to worry about anymore.
He averages 5 blocks, 7 rebounds, and 18 points per game. You're right, you take it to the rim on him, and we got the guys out there to do so in Bergman and Stoughton.
Barbera, clutch. The seniors clutch. The 2-time varsity player coming alive with this Raiders offense as Reynolds, I guess he's fine. I guess.
He was maybe just taking a little breather, maybe a little quick water break. Sure, why not? 4:03 left to play here, and these are going to be the longest 4 minutes of my Regis Jesuit career.
Barbera.
Might need some water.
Oh, it was halfway down and out.
It could be these old rims here.
It could be.
Oh, my goodness.
Zyquise Davis, pull-up 3 from downtown is good! Are you kidding me?
Unbelievable.
Tom Connolly pulled up from the parking lot.
And where did he come from, Sam? I haven't seen him all night.
And a foul.
And that
Both
will send
teams are in the bonus.
The clutch man himself, Michael Wolf. He hit 8 of his final 8 free throws at Cherry Creek. He's trying to do it again tonight. And Sam, I don't care if he didn't make as big of an impact in the first 3 quarters that you need him to. It's just like Avery Van Sickle last night. All that matters is how you finish.
Here comes Michael Wolf. It's 1 of 1. Let's see if he can get it to go. Michael Wolf, as clutch as they come. First is up and down.
He is Chauncey Billups at the free throw line. He's got the gene, and as Sam likes to say, the ice in his veins.
Yes. And Michael Wolf nails 2. Big shot from Michael Wolf. 52-50. They need a stop badly. No more 3s from Connolly. Connolly's lethal. He'll pull up from everywhere.
The blue line, Sam. That's his 3rd time tonight. He's pulling up from almost half court.
Barbera taking it. Euro step. No good. Ty Bergman's there.
Ty Bergman,
got it!
The garbage man, cleaning up the trash and extending the Raiders' lead to 4.
The Raiders, they are wiping these offensive boards clean tonight in this second half. Let's see if they can continue. Reynolds, crossover, turnover. It's Raiders ball.
Basketball. Sam, I have not seen this student section for the Raiders this hyped since that Pomona playoff game.
And they really traveled tonight too, Jake.
They sure did. All the way out here to Manual High School. Fun game so far tonight. Raiders trying to close things out.
Sandler, 3.
Can he do it? He can!
Can't miss. Kyle Sandler. He's the MVP. Oh my goodness, it's now a 7-point game.
The largest lead of the game coming at 2:40 left to go here at Manual. And Denver East, oh, I thought that could have been an offensive foul on that one. They called that one on the Raiders, Sam.
And let me tell you, Jake, Steed is their primary offense right now. He shot a lot of free throws. Steed gonna go to the free throw line.
Sam, one thing about this Raiders team, we don't say it enough on the broadcast, this team just doesn't give up.
No.
They fight until the very end, and we've seen it so many times this year. You know, one thing I like to call this Raiders team, they're battle-scarred, they're battle-tested. They've been in these moments so many times this season, and even though some of them didn't go their way, the results didn't come out in these close games, they've been able to experience that, and that's one advantage they have over a Denver East team that has not experienced many close games.
One more free throw coming for Steed, who's gotten to the free throw line now 3 times. It's an eruption. Steed off. Big.
Volcano here at the high school for Denver East.
Let's see if they get it to Kyle Sandler. Turnover instead. Boston thought about taking
The one thing the Raiders couldn't do on that possession, Sam, I'd say hold the ball and draw a foul.
A 3 is up. No good. Offensive rebound. Zyquise Davis over to Langston Reynolds. Let him shoot.
Approaching 2 minutes now. Raiders with a 6-point lead.
Zyquise Davis up top to Boston Stanton, their main go-to player. There, Paul George. Foul. That was all ball, but they call foul.
I didn't see any sort of hand action there. It looked like he just grabbed the ball. It could have been a jump ball call there, and that's okay though. If you're a Raiders team, you catch your breath now. 2 minutes and 1 second. Is this, Sam, if you're coach out there, is this where you start subbing players in for offense and defense?
I think that's when you do that for sure. It's getting loud. It's getting crazy. Boston, first free throw. Down. Big free throw for Boston Stanton, who's trying to keep his team in this game. Both teams want to go to the Coliseum. We'll see which one can do it with 2 minutes left to go. Boston Stanton, second free throw is up and good. 53-57, Regis in the lead. They need to get it past half court fast. Turnover.
Oh my goodness, Sam. 1:53 left to go, and the Raiders have to keep their composure now, and you can't let this thing get out of their hands. I think the Raiders call timeout here and catch their breaths and talk things over.
I think both teams need to think about that, Jake. Zyquise Davis. Timeout. They were listening to us. They
sure
must
were.
have an earpiece. Jake, we're coming down to a minute 57 in this game. Both teams fighting for their playoff lives right now, fighting for a championship right now, Jake.
I mean, Sam, this is the final minute and 51 seconds of our four-year Raiders basketball commentating career, and I think it couldn't end on a better way than a number 29 ranked Regis Jesuit Raiders team going to the Elite Eight. Man, that would be sweet.
It would be a great celebration of what we've accomplished and what this team has accomplished as well. We'll see if the Raiders can. And Jake, I think the problem is they need to use more of the plays that Coach Shaw ran in the fourth quarter of that game, where you get the ball in, and do you notice how during that game they got it into Michael Wolf right at the inbound, and he directly threw it to a cutting Will Barbera at the other end of the court. They can't catch up with that. I don't know if we're seeing the plays that need to be happening right now.
You're right. That play was one of the best calls I've seen here. I mean, they got it beyond the half court there, and that was with, 10 seconds, 15 seconds left to go.
That sounds right.
It took off more than half of the entire clock left, so a play like that would be huge. They're going to have to do it on the defensive end first.
Boston Stanton gets it into Steed, who's been great in this game, especially in the fourth quarter. He's been hitting his free throws. He's only missed one. Boston Stanton guarded by Blakely Stone, one of the best defenders on this team. And Boston Stanton still nails it. 2-point game. Here comes Michael Wolf. They get it across half. That's a great start. Now see if they can finish. They need a bucket here.
Got to be able to get open here on this shot.
Good swinging. Pass. Alonzo Paul. Over to Michael Wolf. Smart play. Minute 13. The clock's counting down. Michael mid-range. And
the foul!
Clutch! Get it! Any way you like it.
Mr. Clutch. Number 0, and man, is he hot. Wow.
Michael Wolf howling his way to the bucket as he nails the mid-range foul with a slap of the arm. One free throw come his way. This could put this dub in the pressure cooker. with 1:10 left to go in this exciting game of action. Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson, and Sam Stern on your call. One free throw coming for Michael Wolf for the foul. It is up and down. Timeout. Oh, my apologies. They're actually going to do the defensive-offensive swap again, Jake, which always works.
We called it.
They got to get stops here. They're fighting for the Coliseum right now. Zyquise Davis coming up against Alonzo Paul, working the dribble. Over to Steed, a three, it's up, and he banks it in. You've got to be kidding me.
Oh my goodness, it's right back to a 2-point game, 1 minute left to go, and East does not even need to foul here. In the corner, Will Barbera trying to put this thing away.
Up
a
top.
risky pass.
Oh, Blakely Stoughton saves it. Over to Ty Bergman, looking for an option, dribbles it.
Kyle Sandler got to be patient now, Sam.
42 seconds. They have to start fouling in a little bit, and they timeout for Coach Shaw. Full. Oh my goodness, as they bring Michael Wolf back in for offensive purposes. Jake, we got 39 seconds of game time. Talk to me. What needs to happen for them to pull this one out?
You get the ball to Michael Wolf. You send him to the free throw line. He hits two, and you send this team to the Elite Eight. That's all you got to do. But first things first, you got to be able to inbound the basketball. This is a hard thing to do in high school basketball because they cannot really work that inbound like you can do in college basketball, run around. You don't have that versatility, so you got to be able to be open for the inbound pass.
Now, Jake, do they look at Kyle? Do you go for Kyle, or do you go for Michael, considering what he was able to get done last game, or does it just depend on who's open?
Oh, I don't even think you need to put a shot up. I think you just hold the ball and you look for a free throw. If it does come to that point and you have an open man, you give it to Kyle Sandler, you give it to Michael Wolf or Will Barbera, and one of those three guys, they've led you to this point. You continue to ride them. You hopefully ride them to the Elite Eight and the Coliseum.
Kyle Sandler, Alonzo Paul, Blakely Stoughton, Ty Bergman, and Michael Wolf out on the floor for the Raiders. Let's see what they can do. Sandler looking for an option, and it's Alonzo Paul. One of the most reliable point guards in the state of Colorado as a junior. Almost a turnover. It is a turnover.
And things just got a whole lot more interesting here at Manual High School. 26 seconds left to play. And the Angels look like they're going to hold it here for the final shot.
20 seconds. Zyquise Davis over to the corner. Boston Stanton three. He missed it.
Alonzo Paul.
Alonzo Paul, they need to give it to Kyle. They're going to foul soon. And there's the whistle and a foul. The Raiders are 7 seconds away from getting to the Coliseum. Oh my goodness, Jake. That missed three by Stanton might just seal the deal.
Oh my goodness, what a turn of events there. And Boston had his shot in the corner there. That's what he wanted. Michael Wolf now trying to be clutch and win the Raiders a spot to the Elite Eight. He did it last week against Cherry Creek. The Raiders are one free throw away for the first time since 2011 to make it to the Elite Eight.
The East stands are silent for potentially a trip to the Coliseum. He got it! What a shot! Michael Wolf. He's great. Coach Shaw telling the team not to foul. Here they come. 4, 3, 2, 1.
No
good.
Way.
The Raiders, they're there. They've got it.
Are you kidding me? This team, I cannot believe it. The team of a lifetime, number 29 ranked in the state of Colorado, and for the first time since 2011, they're back to the Coliseum. Wow, what a season!
Yet again, another upset as the Regis Jesuit Raiders, coming in at 29, beat the 13th ranked East Angels, who are playing some of the best basketball of the year.
And
oh
Grandview better take note, Sam, because this team is on fire.
Unbelievable effort down the stretch from the Raiders. Jake, last thoughts of our last closing broadcast as a duo.
We did it. We're going to the Elite Eight. You did it, Regis Jesuit. Man, Sam, it's an emotional moment. Our last game broadcasting Regis Jesuit basketball, and it was the best one I've ever seen here at Regis Jesuit. What a night, what a game, and what a playoffs for the Regis Jesuit Raiders, Sam. You talk about playoffs, anything can happen. You can go from the worst team to the best team just in a blink of an eye, and the Raiders did just that here tonight. They turned some heads, Sam. That's what they did. They sent some message tonight, and they're a team to look out for in the Coliseum, too. This team is looking to keep it going. They sure are.
They are. Well, we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to have a post-game show. We're going to have Dawit, myself, and Jake Stewart on, and we're going to close this one out. Jake, we have a lot to talk about as this team's going to the Coliseum once again, but we're going to take a quick break to wipe the sweat off our faces, get the third mic plugged in, and we're going to bring in Dawit Gebramariam. Again, Jake Stewart, Patrick Carlson, and my name's Sam Stern. We'll be back with you in 2. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome back to the Raider Sports Network. I'm joined by Jake Stewart and Dawit Gebramariam, our sideline analyst, who is coming in hot.
Yes,
right
sir.
Now.
We did it. No way.
Unbelievable.
Coliseum
Talk
bound.
to me from what you saw from the sidelines. Obviously, you were down courtside. Talk to me. Oh, my goodness.
I mean, can you have a better game? First off, shout out to the student section. You know, we were packed all the way for sure. But then, I mean, we were down by 10. I mean, entering the second. Then, you know, we got up, we won. That third quarter was brutal, I'm not going to lie. It was brutal. We scored 0.
It was brutal.
But you know what? That's the best thing about this team. We just come back hitting harder, you know? We're going to win. I felt it in my heart coming into this game. Came in with that underdog mentality. That's what's up.
Jake, talk to me.
You just continue to believe. This team has never stopped believing all season long. There was so many points in this year where they could just put their heads down, walk away, call it quits. They did just the opposite. I mean, they come into the playoffs underdogs, complete underdogs, just a team you want to root for, a bunch of guys out there, just the odds against them, a young team, a team nobody thought would make it this far, and they did just that.
Now, Dawit, I'm going to ask both of you this question. Talk to me. We played great, but they got a tough matchup, whoever they play next round. Looking like Grandview, but no matter who they play, one thing that from this game they need to improve on to put them over the top and send them a step closer to the championship.
Again, in the third quarter when they had that very rough patch, it was the turnovers, you know. The passes weren't there tonight. They were headed out of bounds the whole time, you know. That was the most frustrating thing about it because we know the capacity that we can be at. You know, we know where we can be. We can be in the state championship. We're Coliseum bound already. But those turnovers is what we have to really point in on, and we have to really zero in on that. For sure.
We do.
And how about Grandview? Guys?
Grandview?
What are we thinking about? I mean, that Grandview team, me and Sam have been able to watch them the last couple of years. They're a hungry team every year. Caleb McGill leading the charge. That will be such a great game to watch because I think something this Raiders team brings in is just the tenacity. They've been in these close games before, so I think if it turns into another close game to I think the Raiders can pull ahead again.
For sure. I mean, if you look at the start of the season, starting 0-9, going through everything that we fought through, fighting to get a home game, you know, and then after that home game, it was a tough home game. We went into Cherry Creek where no one believed that we could win. We pulled that out. We came here to, you know, to the Thunderdome, as they call it, Manual. You know, we were underdogs again, but, you know, we just seem to pull it out every time. That's the motto of this team, you know. We're just there. That's the mentality. We're not going to lose. We're not going to fold for sure.
No. Now, this is our last broadcast of the year, as we know, for basketball. Obviously, we're bringing to you spring sports. Each of you, tell me your favorite moment of the winter season. It could be basketball, it could be hockey. Tell me your favorite moment.
For me, it's got to be that Creek game, honestly, coming in underdogs like that, no one thinking we can go out. Everyone thought, we were going to lose by 20. And then going in, that just showed the toughness and resiliency that we had, It's the most satisfying feeling as a fan to shut up all the haters.
Yes.
That's what we did, for sure.
I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to give you two.
Talk to me.
First
Talk
is
to me.
senior night for soccer. Sam, getting to be on the field. That made my entire season. Getting to call that game with Sam out there on the field. Such a joy to watch. So much fun.
Thank you.
And lastly, tonight, how can you not pick this game? What a performance from the Raiders coming out here to Manual High School, getting it done on the road. And now they go to the Coliseum with all the momentum riding on their backs. And how about you, Sam? What's your big moment this season?
I've got to say it's a tie between this game and Creek. The way that the team played, just a whole nother team. And Dawit, one thing that I forgot to mention, we're not talking enough about Kyle Sandler.
Oh my!
Obviously, Kyle Sandler is not a guy who scores an abundance of points on a consistent rate. But tonight, Dawit, what got into him? Because he could not miss from three.
I'm so proud of that kid. Coming into the season, starting the season, he was getting a lot of hate. I'm not gonna lie, he was. But he stayed tough. He didn't let the haters bring him down. He stayed tough. He brought it tonight, and he's what really put us over the top. When we were down in those moments in the third, guess who brought us back? In the fourth, guess who brought us back? He was clutch tonight for sure.
He was clutch. Well, it has been an honor for myself, Jake Stewart, Dawit Gebramariam, Jack Fate, and our excellent producer, Patrick Carlson, who is the best in the state.
Shout out Pat. Shout out Pat.
The whole family. Angela at home with the Twitter updates.
Yes,
Thank you,
Sophia
Angela.
Marsnick, she's fantastic. But we're going to close it out for the last time this winter season, our last basketball game, and we are so happy that we were able to bring it to you tonight. Again, for Dawit Gebramariam, Patrick Carlson, Jake Stewart, Sophia Marsnick, and Angela Sarwa-Marfo working from home, my name is Sam Stern. You have a great rest of your year, and if I don't see you again, a great rest of the season. Thank you so much, and we will see you later.
Yes, sir. Josiah's out there too. I don't know where Josiah is.